God even judges while we are still on earth. And he still deals with sin while we are still alive, or while people are still alive. So, I saw something on Facebook just now that kind of prompted me to make this video. And this was something that the Lord put on my heart for a while ago. And there was a concert, I guess, in San Francisco where Katy Perry was singing her songs that I have even heard at the skating rink I used to grow up at. And the big moth that she was riding on, apparently the equipment for it, because it was on a guide wire while it was moving, it malfunctioned and dropped, but obviously it kind of kept her safe or whatever from, falling off and, dying. That right there is a little example that the people that those of this world have idols or they look up to, they can easily die in a heartbeat. And we are not to follow people. We are supposed to follow Jesus. That God came in flesh to then die and then to be risen again. And he will come back again to judge the world. But also, God judges sin on earth, and woe to those who are still alive and commit sin, for they don't know when their last hour will be before they go on to the next life. And little judgments like that, or little disciplines or little punishments like that, or even just punishments in general, he does that. Whether it be God lets it by his own hand, or God allows devils to orchestrate certain things. But overall, God is the one who has the say of it all. Now, do not think that I'm saying that when I say devils do things and orchestrate things, don't think that I'm thinking that God doesn't have a hand in it. By his word, he gave commandments to explicitly to let them what they can do and what they cannot do. Like, for example, Job, God allowed Satan to test Job and his integrity. Though Job did not sin, God allowed the devil to test him. And God does these very things to test us and to refine us. But anyways, to get on to the point of this video, God still judges sin while we are still on earth, like I said. And if we don't stop sinning, then there are punishments through situations, or even directly, where God will do things that will cause the destruction of our flesh, and he will destroy us if it has to come to it, because we are choosing things of this world and having the love of this world instead of having the love of Christ. Now, that does not mean that God doesn't love us. He loves us, but God still punishes the sinner, and will still do and still does. And I encourage anyone who is out there is to stop sinning. And actually, that is a requirement in the eyes of God and in his presence, because Jesus even said to the woman caught in adultery, who he had mercy on, told her to stop sinning. Jesus, at that point, when the Pharisees and the religious people said, and gave even Jesus the opportunity, even though Jesus is God and doesn't have to follow anyone of human command like that, God had an opportunity to stone this woman and put her to death. But because God is a merciful God, he gave that woman a chance. And if anyone is willing to take that chance and to act out on that chance to basically get right with God and in walking with him, then you have a chance to get right with God, and God will see your heart by your actions and your words and by your deeds. And he will not judge you, he will not judge against you, but he will judge in your favor. So I hope that this video and message gives you some shed of light as to how God still deals with sin. Because of course, on the day of judgment, he will judge the world. And by every action and every word and deed that they have done. But also on earth, while we are still alive, he still judges, and he still deals with those who sin on earth. And whether it be by him striking them down or punishing them through tribulations and trials, he still deals with the sinners. But like Jesus said, and like the apostles have even spoken of as well, he gives chances. But like I said also in the beginning, woe to those who think that supposedly that those who continue to sin, and yet God lets them, because they don't even know when their day or hour will come to where they will be tossed into the lake of fire for choosing the things of this world instead of choosing God.